Hello? It's been 50 years.
Alrighty, getting a mic check. Mic check. Audio is looking good. Visuals are looking good. Alrighty, hello everyone, and hello to all of us in chat as well.
What's up, chat?
It has been a tiny bit since we last entered into the world of Pokemon, with last week and our little expeditions, shall we say. This time is going to be a little bit different, theoretically, because this time I think we actually need to go out and find out what we are trying to actually go for this time, because I don't have a list of what is the next destination on me. So that is
What was
probably the first thing that I'm going to need to do. I do
what was the last?
remember that I was able to get through last time with just Wugtrio and Chudo and Dreadnought, which was really good. Just going
Looking
back
up
to the list,
what
our
it is.
current letter that I did roll is K, which is good news. The bad news is,
Hey.
I don't think I have anything at the immediate ready that I want to use, because... Okay, actually, let's go back to our list. What is the next stop, shall we say?
I believe that is the lurking steel titan.
Okay, so that raises the question of, then, one, what the level cap is for that, which I'm going to have to look up, and two, what can I actually use against a steel type? If it is a steel type, I have a couple of ideas, but I don't know if I want to use them or not.
So I will say the Orthworm Titan is level 28.
Level 28 is our level cap then. Good to know.
Yep.
So then, I think I know what might be the play, at least for today. So, because a couple of ideas are, I can't do, well, I still have a Slowpoke, which is certainly something. I think the big one for me that I saved that I was actually able to use, a big one is going to be Phalanx. Is somewhere around here. Where are you? These are all
So
the
you
usable Pokemon that we will put away. So let's put away you. Let's put away you. If I want as a backup, I do have Barrascuda because water type is to be really good. Phalanx is level 26, so we need to be careful about this levels. What else is a good one, I'm wondering? We could try and get a Crocodile, is the thing. I don't know what level it evolves at, but if we can get a Sandile, we might be able to at least work with a... Wait, no, or Orthworm is not really good against ground. Or it's really good against ground, so that's not a good idea. We could...
it has Earth Style and Crocker Rock. The mid evolution is at level 29. So
Ooh,
unable.
yeah. You're over the level cap, but I know we can find more of you. Wait a sec, I know something that might actually be worthwhile. Where is... Please tell me we didn't use it yet, actually. I'm checking the box of used. We didn't. What about a Torkoal, actually?
Torkoal you can get in the same area. I believe it's within the level cap.
It is, I hope. Because the other one is Scovillain, you evolve and you are not... I could try and go for a Kilowattrel, but I don't know about that one as well. What else do I have options
Personally,
at?
I'd go for Scovillain. Wait, is Scovillain
Torkoal
in
is
K?
already level 28. Okay, so that one is already primed and ready to go. So, Phalanx, Barrascuda, and Torkoal, I think, are the three I'm going for. Which is...
So, unfortunately, Scovillain is a C Pokemon.
Yeah, so I'd have to stick with Capsicid. The only other Pokemon I can think of, and looking at everything, is Makuhita, but that means no Hariyama later. Is that a Gimp? And I don't think I need it because, again, I have Phalanx.
That is fair. Unless you want to use Lechonk as a fodder Pokemon or Lokix, the bug dart.
I have already used Oinkologne, so I can't. Wait a sec, actually. I think I might have a fodder Pokemon at the ready. Where is... You need a lot of levels, but that was something we can fix. Okay. So I'm putting
there's
you away, because I don't think we
I-
need Slowbro. Cricketune!
Dude, I believe you can use Lokix for another Pokemon, because I think it has access to fighting, but I don't remember what its level is.
I'm saving low kicks for X, is the thing.
Ah, that's fair.
Yeah. So, in reserves, I have Torkoal that I'm going to put right here. But for my options are Barraskewda, Phalanx, and Kricketot as a fodder. Torkoal is already ready. We just need to grind up the rest of them.
There's also the Tinkatuff line.
Tinkatuff is good, but the thing is, I feel like it's going to have some ground moves, so I don't know if I want to bring in a steel type.
That is fair. That is fair. I'm just looking over the Pokedex again to see if there's anything else.
I have the list right here as well, because the only other idea I would not be surprised of is, whatchamacallit, if I bring in Kilowattrel, I just have to make sure it doesn't have a rock type move, because if it does, I'm doomed.
So, I'm looking at Orthworm's moves right now. It does not know a rock type move.
Okay, so then I'll need to check what level Kilowattrel evolves at then. Because if it's under 28, then we might be solid. Potentially. Maybe. I don't know.
Don't forget, if you are using Torkoal, you might want to use fire type Pokemon. If you have access to any.
I don't. Going back to my own list, the only fire types I have access to are Carkol, which I feel like I want to save for Colossal. Would be Torkoal, obviously. What other ones? And I think that's actually it for fire types. So, I'm gonna need to be very careful about what I do with this one. Torkoal is probably gonna be second, because what I want to do is I want to see if I can lead with the Phalanx, actually. Because I can, I think I could probably swap in Torkoal as a second, but leave Cricketune as a fodder.
I'm not gonna lie. I think you'd rather have Carkol right now than Colossal later, because I can't really think of anything else that will be good for a rock and fire type.
Steel type Elite Four.
That is true, but you can't guarantee that you use it for the Steel type Elite Four.
It's true that I can't guarantee that I do it for the Steel type Elite Four, but that is a gamble I'm going to have to take. And that is the real essence of this challenge of, I don't know what I'm getting into until all the chips are down. And that's what makes it a challenge, because otherwise it'd be just a ton of planning.
That's fair. I will say I'd still rather use Carkol here than later on, but that's up to you, man.
True. Because the other idea I have is ironically Makuhita versus Hariyama. But then it's the question of, okay, how useful is Hariyama to me versus how useful is Makuhita to me? Is something worth more as a pre-evolution? Because I don't have Eevee. Because I don't have an Eevee-Light.
I will say that Orthworm is probably the second easiest Titan after Cloth.
Okay, so there is a good chance then, and I can't believe I'm saying this, there's a good chance that I might be able to solo it with just like Phalanx then.
I would still have 1 or 2 extra Pokemon in there just because of how hard it is. Because it's still a Titan Pokemon, and there's still 2 rounds of it, and you can't guarantee that you can solo it with a certain Pokemon.
That's true. That's why
Think-
I'm making sure I at least have a Cricketune, because I feel like Cricketune, despite being an early bug type in a lot of generations, I still feel like it's probably a good supporter, if not fodder.
It's better for things like gym battles and star raids because it has sticky webs, which whenever a Pokemon switches in on sticky webs, it lowers speed, which is an amazing thing.
True.
Uh,
Does it have
but if
String
you-
Shot, actually?
it might.
Because doesn't that just lower speed straight away? Or am I thinking wrong?
Yeah, I think it might have String Shot. Let me check.
Okay.
It has Sing. No, it doesn't have String Shot.
Well, Sing is actually still good as well, because I don't think they have any ways of curing status.
Well, it might be on Kricketot because movesets change because it's dumb.
Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't. Unfortunate.
Okay.
So
Again,
if you
Kricketot,
want,
I'm pretty sure I can, once we actually get going with it, I'm pretty sure I can try and make it work. It is simply the case of, I need to get to that point in time first. And now you
Yep.
have gained a level, so you are now level 28, so we will put you in the box, and it is time to start grinding up. Okay, so Barraskewda's all set and ready to go. Now it's Phalanx turn, which shouldn't be that long.
Kricketot too, because it's a bug type that goes pretty fast.
Yeah. I might have to go to a previous area to just grind up on bug types, but that's fine just because of the sake of... whatchamacallit? The ability to just use weaker Pokemon as fodder. Which,
Yeah.
as much as it... like, worst comes to worst, it can take 1 or 2 hits, and that's all it needs to do.
If you do it that way, most likely you can use the Cricket.
That is the idea. How well that idea works is still up for debate. Also, I ain't gonna need to switch moves. Couldn't get away, oh no. Oh, it's only payback.
Alright, you want your question?
Please hit me with a question. Don't actually hit
Okay.
me, I am very weak and frail.
Because you're using Cricketune, I'm going to do a question which I think I've told you about before, but I don't know if you paid attention to it then.
Oh, good gracious.
So, in Gens 1 through, I believe, 6, there was a move that all early game bug Pokemon, as well as all bat Pokemon, had. Eventually, that move got buffed, but it was also replaced. Now then, I will either tell you the name of the move that replaced it, or the move itself, but then you have to tell me the opposite.
Okay. Wait, this move was buffed Gen 7, right?
Correct.
Oh.
You tell me which one you want me to tell you, then you tell me the opposite. If you say that you want to know the move that it was changed into in the move slots, I will let you know.
Hey,
So,
shot in the dark, what happens if I just guess both of them? Right here, right now.
you get 2 spins on the good wheel.
Okay. Leech Life got replaced with Absorb.
Correct.
I'm going to be honest, straight up. I was, for no reason other than just how my feed works, I was watching, like, one thing that came up on my feed randomly. Oh yeah, moves that got, buffed, and one of the big ones was Leech Life. How it jumped from like 20 power to, I want to say it was 80 actually. You were not expecting me to get that at all, were you?
80, yeah. All right. So because of that, the good wheel. Let me open up the good wheel. Gonna go over to.
Thinking of good. Hang on, where are you? I thought I saw Squawkabilly around here.
All right, I'm rolling 2d6. And your numbers are 1 and 2, ironically. You're able to use a revive and able to use potions in this battle.
That just validates Cricketune, actually.
Because you got
Way! I knew investing in the cricket would pay off. I can't stop winning. Hey, Thunderstone!
All right. So, because you got that right, you're able to use both of them. I honestly thought you wouldn't get that.
I got lucky. That's what happened.
You got lucky. Do you want to see if you get lucky again with another question?
No! One of the things about gambling, you always know to cash in when you're ahead. And I am cashing the in.
That's fair. So, you gotta admit, would you have found that question if it wasn't randomly on your feed one day?
The thing is, I think I would have because I know. Okay, I don't know what leech life. Well, okay, it is a good toss-up. What I will say is because I know that everything has absorb, but I don't know that it was that leech life replaced it. So it would have been a random guess because you can correct me if I'm wrong. Leech life is essentially just a healing move, and it was the same strength as Absorb, except Absorb was special and Leech Life was physical, up until like Gen 6 when it got super buffed.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. So Leech Life basically became X Scissor with a nice bonus effect.
But not
Meanwhile,
as much can
Absorb...
learn about it, I believe.
That is correct. It used to be one of the most widely distributed moves because it was on pretty much every early game bug type and every bat Pokemon. If you look on Noivern, Zubat, and several other bat Pokemon, those Pokemon all have Absorb currently, but if it was pre-change, they all had Leech Life. Leech Life was one of the earliest moves. Pretty much always there. 20 base power, pretty strong for like early game, and it got changed. And because of that, it became one of the best bug type moves in the game.
I mean, there's like, I will say, Bug has really gotten a glow up over the years, because like it started out terrible. I mean, to be fair, it is still somewhat terrible, but it has gotten better as time went on.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Bug went from absolute bottom to it's one of the lower, but it's better.
I will say, I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Bug is treated as the same as Ice is, right? Where it has a lot of weaknesses, but it's sort of a glass cannon. Right?
Typically.
Okay.
It's also one of the most splashable moves because of stuff like Leech Life, but also U-Turn.
Yeah. So, like, everything in their mother is running some form of Bug-type move just because of how... You can slot in a Bug-type move like Leech Life or U-Turn, or even stuff like X Scissor, for instance, into just...
the most used, I believe, right now are either U-Turn or Pollen Puff. Pollen Puff is a healing move that can also damage opponents.
Again, versatility. That you can just slap into everything. So, like, not as much stuff gets a bug boost, or first stab boost, but there is a lot of bug types that make use of bug types.
Pretty much. Bug
also,
is more seen...
this is going to be awkward.
What?
Paldean Tauros. Double kick, okay. I was trying to grind up on dealing, and the place to grind up is full of Paldean Tauros, so... Oh, crap.
Good luck.
Yeah. Though I will say, these things don't have Intimidate, which is weird.
Do you want me to ask any other questions for non-wheel spins?
If it's just random trivia, sure, why not? Okay, I'm just gonna have another Pokemon in the box, or from the box, that I'm just gonna start grinding up. That might be useful to start grinding up. What's a good one to work on? I think I'll work on a patch.
Well,
I think I'll work on a
for your
catch
next-
in the meantime.
For your next trivia question, what Pokemon type has the most Pokemon in it?
Today, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a guess, and I feel like it's wrong. But I want to guess water.
Correct.
Oh, that's right? Jeez.
There are water type Pokemon than any other type. Second place goes to flying.
Oh, second place is flying?
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought second type would be a poison.
No, poison is pretty high up there, but second place goes to flying for all the different types of birds.
Oh, there's so many birds, right?
Water type, I believe since Hoenn has had the most Pokemon types.
Huh. Interesting.
Correct. Weird, but yeah, water is the most. All right. Do you know that there is a why bug type is super effective against dark and it involves Japanese media? Do you know the reason?
Surprisingly, I don't, but I have a different theory for that, ironically.
Go for it.
Because my thought process is, and again, this is my own thought process, so take it with a grain of salt. Since bugs usually are nocturnal, and they have the abilities that, for instance, they can see in the dark, then it is easier for them to exist in the... Okay, I'm sorry, hang on. Squawkabilly. Okay, we'll just fight it normally. But since they can see in the dark and they
It's easier
are
for
usually
them to exist
nocturnal...
in.
Ooh, Intimidate. Actually, this is really good. It is easier for them to function in the dark, and that's why they are strong against dark.
Very nice reasoning, completely wrong. It involves the Japanese media Kamen Rider. It's also why bug and fighting is seen as a kind of mashup thing. Kamen Rider is typically done with faces of beetles, popular ones, or famous ones, as well as some of the Pokemon creators, I believe, also being bug collectors, with bug collection being a major thing in Japanese media. So a lot of Japanese kids will be bug collectors in their youth, and because of that, they also work with a lot of bugs. It is one of the biggest pastimes for kids in Japan. So
Collecting
Kamen Rider,
bugs?
yeah, Kamen Rider that because Kamen Rider is the original Power Rangers. Power Rangers are just like Americanized Americanized Kamen Rider, and because of that, Kamen Rider being bugs and relating to bugs, fighting evil is the biggest reason why bug type is good against dark.
Interesting.
Yep.
Can't say I knew that.
Yeah. So I'm giving you questions right now that I wouldn't ask you for wheel spins. For instance, Tyranitar is not based on Godzilla. What is it based on?
That is a good question, and I don't know.
Based on a couple things. I'm looking up the exact name right now.
Couldn't get away. Oh no, this is... I think we might... Uh-oh. Got away safely. Okay, why was that such a difficult fight?
Alright, so Tyrannosaur is based on Bemular, a monster from the Ultraman franchise.
Don't think I've heard of that.
Ultraman is basically Power Rangers meet Superman, and you're there.
Good to know. Okay. You know what? I'll try and get a Squawkabilly when I'm not using a bug type. Even though there are a ton, it is probably a very bad idea. So let's just go back to the road. And look for other stuff to grind up on, because I feel like this is... Oh, Go-Goat's probably the best answer, actually.
So I'm going to post a picture of Bemular in the chat. Enjoy Bemular.
I will try, but I can't make any promises. Okay, let's see. What is Bug weak to? It's weak to poison, fire, flying, and rock. So probably just a ton of Go-Goats around here. It's probably gonna be what I'm grinding on. Take a Pokeball though. That's nice. Cloth, no. How is it against Shinx actually? Not well. Okay, let's... A Barraskewda. Let's head over to... Area 1 Central, actually. This might have one or two goodies for us in terms of grinding, because it does level up somewhat quickly. Once we hit level 8, we do roll the wheel again, which is... Or once it hits 28, we do roll the wheel again, which is fine. Because at that point, we are running through... set of new encounters and a set of new letters, so...
Oh, here's another one. What Pokemon is completely banned from the Pokemon anime, unable to appear in any way that is at all significant?
Porygon, right?
Correct, as well as its evolutions.
Was that because of the seizure stuff way back when?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
For those who don't know, back during season 1 of the anime, Porygon was involved in an episode, but it was caused by Pikachu. What happened was Ash's Pikachu hit a missile, and there was flashing red and blue light coming off of the TV that caused a mass seizure outbreak.
Ouch.
Hundreds of kids were sent to the hospital, and Pokemon as a franchise almost died right there before a mass outcry of mobs basically just said, keep giving us Pokemon, we like it, just don't do this shit again.
I feel like it could, like, the thing about Porygon is that I feel like it could be done justice nowadays, just because of the evolution of technology, because, like, again, the anime versus the anime 20... Wait, okay, let me rephrase. The anime of today versus the anime of... I want to say this came out 20 years ago, right?
Around
this
there,
specific...
Yeah. Oh,
I feel like if they tried it again with Porygon, I feel like it could be done better to avoid seizures just because of the advancements of technology.
So this was pre-2000, so they were still hand-drawing everything, and the backgrounds were basically just switched back and forth. By the year, I believe 2005, 2006, around there, they started the computer-generated animations, which is basically with models.
So then theoretically, they could be fine if they tried it again nowadays. It's just a case of, do they want to?
Pretty much.
And to be fair, I want to say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like they've switched out their technology Pokemon, because it's no longer Porygon, but I think now it's Rotom as their technological-based Pokemon. Because, you
Mm-hmm.
know, a computer virus, essentially, versus the all-in-one little guy. And I do mean that wholeheartedly. He is really a little guy, but he is somehow able to do anything with tech.
Mm-hmm. So some people have put up fan theories and fan suggestions to have both and have them be like a competing market with two different phone models. One having a Porygon logo, the other one having a Rotom.
I could see it. Don't know if it would work super well, but I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, meanwhile, a ton of Flittle is probably going to be for easy levels.
Probably.
It's really the question of what do I want to raise it to 28? Because, like, because it gains XP rather quickly, which is nice. It's really the case of, do I want to raise it to level 28, or am I good at a lower level? Because again, the big thing is, I'm not going to be using this thing. This is a fodder one. I'm going to be trying to use something else.
If it's just water and it has no moves you want to use, probably level 26 is good.
Alright. Not you. How does it fare against a Phanpy? Okay. Yes, we know that Pokemon, or we know that they're strong. Not the point, but okay. How are you against a Mudbray?
If
Good
you
enough.
want to, and if you want to, and you have a team, you can also start training up your team for the next one.
The thing is, I don't know what letter it is. That's the thing. Because I don't roll for the letter until after I beat them, so... Because then...
That's fair.
If I try and predict a team and I roll the letter wrong, because it is a guesstimate that it is a lot more accurate now than before, I will admit, but it is still very inaccurate to where I don't know what letter I'm getting, or that I'm going to be training up for until after the eventing question of the fight.
Well, after Orthworm at level 28 is Cascarapha at level 30.
Okay, so it is going to be Cascarapha. Cascarapha is
Water.
water types. Okay, so that's... Oh, it's hitting with double kick, that's fine. I'm trying to just debate, because are there any letters that would be beneficial to me? I'm going to need to pull up the wheel on just a side tab to try and see what letters would be good. Okay. So in terms of letters that I currently have left, they are B, C, D, E, G, H, I, L, M, N, Q, R, S, T, U, V, X, and Y. So there are a couple of options that would be really good, and a couple of options that would be really bad.
Mm-hmm.
You're level 22, meanwhile, focus energy. Nah.
Weirdly enough, one of the best is probably if you get X, because then you have access to poison and electricity.
Oh, right, Toxtricity. Don't they have a Whiscash?
Yep.
Okay, so I might not be super good, but I might be feasible. But what other X Pokemon are there that I would theoretically probably be able to use?
Toxel with its poison type protects. Toxapex.
Toxapex, right? I don't know, just because of the fact of, again, poison type against a ground type.
There's also low kicks.
Low kicks
Shinx
is actually doable.
Shinx by technicality.
Bruxish could be good. What else is there?
If you actually, yeah, Luxray, you have access to the entire Shinx line.
As well as the entire Axew line. I think Axew line is
Yep.
probably going to sweep. If I can get one.
I don't believe Axew evolves at that level. Let me check. This is only theoretical.
Granted. There's still the chance of like, oh yeah, what happens if Axew just isn't in the game? It's a version exclusive.
It's just annoying to get.
Okay, so it's doable.
It evolves at level 38, so you wouldn't want to use it.
Okay, so Axew is a stupid idea, theoretically.
Theoretically, it is mind-bogglingly stupid.
Okay. So then, the only other chance that I have, ironically, is an Ice Dragon type. Which is going to be a pain to get because I don't think it fits the level cap.
It does not.
So I would have to sweep with the Luxray line and a low kicks to deal with a Wish Cash. Uh-oh.
That is only if you get the X.
Ironically, I think X is probably the worst case scenario here.
Pretty much.
Okay. Because, just going through some of the other letters, I know we have been complaining a bit about Q. I feel like if we hit Q, because that gives us stuff like Corvusquire and Masquerain. Because I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't bug type resist ground?
I don't remember.
There's a good chance it doesn't. And let's be obvious. Let's be fair. It probably doesn't. But if it does, low kick stonks go way up for this fight.
Very much. I think low kick just for first impression is probably one of the better choices for this fight.
Wait, low kick learns first impression?
Yep.
First impression is when it enters a field for the first time or when the opponent enters the field for the first time, right?
The first turn it enters the field, meaning if you switch it out and send it back in, you can use it again.
Okay, because it's more the case of what happens if we just spam first impression?
Well, you don't have to do something like U-turn if it's...
True. Ironically, what I could do, and this is me being a little cheeky, I could run it to where it is first impression U-turn. I don't know if it learns both of those moves, but if it does, then we're really cooking.
Pretty much.
That is the idea. Don't know how well it would work, but
I think you're basically running low kicks against anything that isn't the fairy gem.
what's wrong with it against Fairy?
It's a dark type.
Oh, it's a dark type. Okay. Forgot that it was a dark type.
It is a dark bug. And because of that, it means that the fairy guy is super effective.
Okay. But again, if we get X against the Fairy type, we'll be fine because we have access to poison types.
Pretty much.
Because, okay, poison types. And what else do we have access to? At least in terms of X, if we roll X for Fairy type.
Poison and electric types are most of X.
Against X, or against Fairy type, we also have access to Bruxish, which I want to say, isn't the worst, because just straight water? Also, we do have access to Toxicroak, which is actually really good, even if it is a poison type gym, because, well, I wouldn't be surprised if they have some form of poison Psychic Fairy. It's still the case of we have access to steel, something that breaks through steel.
Is Toxicroak a fighting type Pokemon with a K in its name?
It is.
Do you want to use it for this one? Or do you want to save it for X? Because you already have enough poison types for X.
I think we save it because I want to say our fighting type for this one is Phalanx, and Phalanx is really good.
That's fair.
No, it's not fair. It's Phalanx. Also, hello to those who just joined the call.
Yo.
Oh, I'm just staring at my Roomba right now. I got distracted.
Hello. Hello, welcome to the distraction. We are the distraction.
No, legitimately, like I put like what was it again? I put like I taped the spray. I taped a little spray bottle with a remote, sort of like a trigger on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just watching it, and so I'm just waiting for it to pass by. You know, yeah, the cats around here. I'm just waiting for it to spray it.
Oh no. That is so... Oh no. That
It set
is
the proxy sensor.
cruel.
That's the thing though, like I have to trigger it manually though. I tried a proxy sensor earlier, but it kept on triggering on the chairs.
Really?
I respect the hustle. I think it probably might... If we have any cat viewers, which I don't know if we do, just based on just how slow our Tuesdays and Thursdays are, but to the people that might watch the VOD, they might be gasping in horror because, good gracious, that sounds evil. Something I might do, not to cats, but just to, you know, those I might have a nasty grudge against. But
Your sister.
I will say nothing.
I'm just saying though, I had a stroke of genius when I was watching I was watching one of those humanoid robots, you know, farm rice, and I was thinking to myself, man, imagine using automation for something else.
Alright, I have to head out. There
See
it
ya.
is.
I see ya.
Okay, in the meantime, welcome, you are live. How are you feeling?
I'll come to think of it actually, how far are you guys into the challenge now?
We had to reset a run, but we are, I want to say 10 letters in, actually.
Oh wow. Already halfway through again?
We have, okay, let me see what we have left, actually, just to check. So in terms of stuff we have completed, we've gotten 3 of the 8 gym leaders, 2 of the 5 team star, and 2 of the 5 legends. So almost halfway there, yeah. Actually, yeah. We're slowly closing in on that halfway mark. It'll be a good bit until we get it, but once we do, I don't know, we'll be halfway there.
Gotta remember to get myself an actual coffee machine again because, don't get me wrong, I know how to make coffee without a coffee machine. This is a pain in the ass.
Oof. Do I try and run this fight early is the thing, because I have, I think, whatever I might need for it. It's just the case of, do I want something as backup so I don't have to white out and do something horrendous? To which, sometimes even I don't know what the punishment is for whiting out, and I don't want to know. If I can help it, I'd rather not know. Okay.
Oh, if you don't lose, you don't get the weird punishment.
That's the plan. How well that plan works is up for debate. Oh wait, I think we just missed our second one. Oh shoot. Never mind, we're fine. We're out of it anyways. Okay, but Mudbraze, note to self, Mudbraze give a ton of experience. Do I have any Do I have any candies on me actually? That might just make things a little easier. I have 3 rare candies. I don't think I'll need them yet, because that is for emergency grinding, and I don't feel like this is an emergency, because I still have... Oh, geez, I totally realized it's only 50 minutes into stream, give or take. I thought this was going to be a lot slower. Huh. That's neat. I think I found out what
Well, it
this...
looks like second time going around. Really streamlining things, sort of.
Essentially, yeah. That's the good news. The bad news is anything can still body me, and I can get very unlucky and very screwed. So I have to be very careful of what I do.
And that feel when you get the bad seed and you get critted 5 times in a row.
I know what you were talking about. I hate that I know what you're talking about, but I know what you're talking about. All I will say is, God's no, not again.
Don't remember putting yes. I finally get to use the car, and now she has to use the motorcycle.
Is that something you want?
Well, I mean, the real take here is that every now and then I just really enjoy it when I don't have to hustle the grocery. I don't have to stuff the groceries into a weird delivery bag, and it makes me look like I'm delivering pizza.
I mean, for all we know, how do we know you're not delivering pizza?
Well, the difference here is that if I see pizza, I eat it. I don't give it away.
Okay, but think of the pizza, though.
Pizza time. Freaking. Oh God! Now I'm remembering Spider-Man 2 again. Yeah, God damn it.
Oh, great. Now I'm hungry for pizza. No! Foiled again! Why must I be cursed with such knowledge? Dang, now I'm hungry. Well, I'll probably get pizza later. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Okay. But otherwise, how have you been? Other
Nothing
than
like
missing
ruining
the
the taste of.
wheels of something other than a car.
Yeah, nothing like tasting a nice, wonderful taste of rice balls and eggs, and then ruining it with coffee.
Is it weird that I don't know if I've had that before, and I kind of want to have it now? Even if I have, I've probably just forgotten because, like, I'm going to be honest, this week is the first week out of school, so I have been trying to recuperate. Keyword trying. There's still a lot that has been going on, but we're out of there eventually.
Actually, come to think of it, what do you guys got planned later on anyway? I heard you guys were talking about something about going to like a guild hall.
In terms of that, they want to play Magic the Gathering for a commander battle, so that was the big thing. The big theme is just Magic the Gathering. That's it.
I
The
don't
reason
frown
that
on
place
it.
was brought up was just,
Generally
oh yeah,
speaking,
you know, good.
compared to other games, Magic has 100 cards as the standard for commander, and kind of a pain in the ass to sort out.
Yeah. I think that's why it's just a case of going somewhere where they will not be disturbed by playing Magic. Or going somewhere where the act of playing a card game with 100 cards per player is at least supported. And not looked down
Just get
upon
all you have to
with utter confusion.
Just a big old round table will do. Ironically, I actually have one of them over here.
Yeah, I think we have something like that as well. Simply the case of, oh yeah, it's 100 cards, good gracious. You're gonna need a massive board for something like that. This thing with iron defense, oof, that's nasty.
Oh, come on, thinking, what's the level cap on your current area?
28. I have 3 at the ready for what I want to use. I am just grinding out something for fodder. Because, good gracious, if my luck is terrible, I'm going to need it.
Boink.
Yeah. It is mostly just trying to
Don't you,
grind up.
don't you love it when you bump into those Pokemon? Like, for example, Generation 1, freaking Viridian Forest, all of the Metapods and the, what do you call the other one?
Kakuna?
Yeah, Kakuna spamming fucking, Harden.
Harden. The thing about that is at least they give a decent experience even if they are a pain to kill. So that's the excuse for that. Doesn't
I
make it
know,
any
but it's
better,
just
but
funny how they only use that move. It's just great.
I mean, what other moves would they have? Tackle or flail, I guess?
Well, that's kind of the weird thing there is that yeah, normally obviously when you naturally level those Pokemon, they actually have moves that they had before they were a fucking Metapod. But then the AI is like, fuck you, I'm only gonna use Harden about 95% of the time.
I mean, they go for what they think is the correct play. The correct play just so happens to be annoying the shit out of you.
I mean, honestly, it could be worse, I guess. Imagine if the what was it again? If the AI actually learned human cheesing.
Oh no, don't tell me they're picking up stall tactics.
Or better yet, they absolutely know that they know they have the advantage. They're just going to they're just gonna stack double team and freaking help and then what's the word for it again? Oh yeah, baton pass.
Oh no. Oh good gracious. That sounds horrendous.
Not
I
just
feel
the
like I've
Pokemon
seen that
problem.
before is the problem.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing there. Is that obviously, AI have never, the actual AI, Pokemon trainers, they never actually do that. But when people do it, that's like the moment when you just give up.
I hate that you're not wrong.
Because as it turns out, their gambit of spamming double team repeatedly and hoping that they don't die without, before they reach at least 4 or 5 stacks of double team really paid off.
Doesn't double team only like? Don't you need only three uses though for it to truly work, or because it boosts it twice? No.
Not only boosts it once.
Okay, thank heavens.
If it did now, then people would absolutely ban Baton Pass even outside of Europe.
I think the real pain of that would have to be actually, and okay, and this is the doubles format, so this is obvious. But instead of spamming double team, or you have one person spamming double team and the other person spamming follow me. So essentially,
Oh,
you're not going to be able to hit it, even if you wanted to.
that's unfortunate. That's the thing though, is that all of these synergy stat boosting moves, it's good that they're underused. It's actually good that it's underused because things can snowball very fast.
And I think I just showcased how one of the ways at which it can snowball very fast. Feels like I just discovered a war crime with that. Good gracious.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Fury Cutter at an early level.
True, you can't. I should probably look into to see if there are any moves that are better than this. Because I'm just trying to spam Fury Cutter on stuff that is weak to it.
Now, I remember when Slash back in the older Pokemon games always critted for some reason, but that was kind of dumb.
What moves do you have access to? Sing, Absorb, and Focus Energy. Yeah, Fury Cutter spam it is. The others suck. Especially against a Steel type, which, ew, yeah, no. We're here for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to destroy. Oh no, this thing's got stamina too. If it hits me with an iron defense, I'm going to... Okay, I can live with the stomp. The crit was unnecessary, though. Bulldoze. Oh yeah, Bulldoze, the ground is not very effective against bug type. That is good to know. That will be something in my pocket for later, especially since... Oh yeah, Cricketune. Though I think I will cap this thing out at level 26. Instead of going all the way to 28. Because I don't think it needs to be that high for it to be effective. Because again, it's really just a fodder Pokemon. There's a good chance I sweep through this
No,
with
that,
just Phalanx.
that and also you have the case of the matter of, residual leveling from, encountering trainers before the gym leader, that sort of thing.
We are actually, the way is clear to get to the Titan this time. It's really just the case of,
Oh,
yeah, it's just straight fight this time. This time at least. Which is nice because that means I don't have to worry about a random battles that might throw me for a loop. Yeah, there's a ton of Pokemon to just grind a bug type on. A ton of psychics and grass types that are just easy pickings for a quick Fury Cutter. They don't give bad experience as well, which is the other good news. Because that would, if they did, then that would make it super slow, which, again, not the best idea. But otherwise, once I hit level 26, I think I swap in the team and just rush down the fight. Wait, what's up here? Is there anything up here now? It's a Rockruff. It's a Max Potion. I'm probably not supposed to be back here, but screw it, why not?
it's an open world game as long as you, don't kill yourself doing it.
Challenge accepted. I'm just going to bash my head into everything that comes my way.
I'm just saying though, it could be worse. It absolutely could be worse. It could be a game like Xenoblade.
Don't get me started.
Speaking of Xenoblade though, Xenoblade Chronicles X, yeah, the definitive edition, oh, really good. Honestly, really good.
I'll keep that in mind for the future. Huh. Meanwhile,
But
this
the
thing has
moon
stamina.
jumping is actually hilarious.
Moon jumping?
Well, basically, supposedly, the in-lore explanation is that the gravity of the planet is low, but the fact that you could actually jump that high makes it so that any melee enemy that's chasing after you just can't hit you.
Oof.
So a very popular strategy in early levels, whenever you bump into like something that's 15 levels higher than you, is to just bunny hop and then keep moving in the direction of the next landmark.
Ouch.
Because hey, once you touch the landmark, you can just teleport away.
So it's really just gunning it to get to this landmark as fast as you possibly can. Meanwhile, why does every Mudbray and their mother have stamina of all things?
Honestly, I think it would be pretty funny to have a Pokemon that was fairly dedicated to just being a wall.
I think there are Pokemon that are already like that, to be fair.
But I'm talking like the perfect statted wall.
I think there are
Like
already Pokemon.
their offense is terrible. Like I'm talking their offense is like god awful terrible. Their speed is also god awful terrible.
Isn't that
But
just...
the moment that you commit a single microaggression, their defense increases sharply.
Isn't that just Stakataka?
Sort of, but Stakataka has some offense. I'm talking like imagine it literally being an unoptimal decision to attack.
So like Blissey.
Yeah, that sort of thing. I'm talking let's have a Blissey 2.0.
I mean, I think they do exist. It's just the case of I'm gonna need to look at the Pokedex just to see what Pokemon are out there that might fit the bill. Because, like, okay, what other ones are good with defense? Because, ironically, it's another Ultra Beast that I can think of. What should I call it? I think it's called Celesteela?
Yeah.
That's the only other one I can think of, because, like, if memory serves, it also has really good defenses, especially special defense. It has okay health, but, like, the moment you commit to attacking it, it just bullies you.
But yeah, I can think of something far more annoying than that, and that is, well, probably if you just don't have yourself properly kitted out, it's legendaries that are roaming and then run away after a single attack.
Okay, level 20. This thing is level 26. I think we run it. I think we send it against our main fight of today, being that guy. So let's warp back to here, I want to say, and then get kitted to start dealing with whatever the we need to deal with. Okay. So now for the actual part of the stream that is entertaining, the setup. Okay, so first things first, let's open up our box, put away our Capsule Kid because we don't need it, and now crack open our team. So we have Torkoal, Slot, Barraskewda, and now Phalanx, who we have in the lead. Our second one is Kricketune for a fodder, and then Barraskewda in third, taking up the rear. Let's heal up, and then let's start using our ton of TMs. Because we have a ton at this point. Let's see. Filter for learnable moves. Filter for you. Takedown, protect. Struggle bug, I don't think. Endure. Pounce could actually be good. Trailblaze. Sunny Day. This thing can learn Sunny Day. Huh. Break is tempting, though I don't think so. What do you have access to? Takedown, Agility, Protect, Endure, Rock Tomb, Trailblaze, Sunny Day, Rain Dance, Spark Strike, Rest, Sleep Talk, Break, Iron Defense, and Helping Hand. We'd need more Pineco's for you. What about you? Fire Spin could be good. Flame Charge, actually. Flame Charge might not be the worst idea in the world. Endure, Will-O-Wisp, much as I would love to. Let's one Flame Charge. Because just that boosts speed. Let's see. Our attack is about the same, so I think we go... Throwing a clump of special mud, all stat changes are eliminated. I don't think Clear Smog is going to help us because, again, Steel type. Okay, and... let's look at Barraskewda real quick. Okay, Takedown, Agility, Scary Face, Water Pulse. Water Pulse might not be the worst idea in the world, just confusion. Ice Fang, no. Swift, Endure, Rain Dance, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Break. Okay. I think we now just look at what we have access to in terms of what we've already picked up. And from there, we just send it. Takedown, Fire Fang, no. Low Kick? Low Kick would be really good here, unfortunately. Struggle Bug, Psybeam, Confuse Ray, Thief, Trailblaze. Trailblade Pounce. Pounce could be good, actually. Because I think you're a physical attacker, so lowering their speed and getting in a couple of good hits in case you just live. Hex, Snarl, Swift, Magical Leaf, Icy Wind, Flame Charge, Lava Plume, Fling, Venoshock, Endure, no, Volt Switch, Sunny Day, Brick Break. I don't think it can learn barriers, and if it does, uh-oh. Spikes, Toxic Spikes, Will-O-Wisp.
What I missed?
Also, we grounded it to level 26, and we are equipping our TMs. Will-O-Wisp, Helping Hand, Electric, Fire Pledge.
Helping Hand only works for your Arvin portion of the fight. I would not rely on it. I believe that he has a fire type for this.
Yeah. So then I'm going to check summary just to look through the learnable moves as well. Protect, Rock Smash, Bulk Up, and Headbutt. Endure, Focus, Energy, Tackle. If we can... Honestly, just spamming Rock Smash is probably not the worst idea in the world. Also, giving this thing Pounce is probably good.
What's your current team?
We have a Phalanx in the lead, followed by a Cricketune. That is both a fodder, and if it lives to be more than fodder, then it can start to disrupt because Pounce and Growl. Flame Wheel's backing up with spot number 3, and then we have a Barraskewda. There's small Withdraw, Ember. Yeah, I think these are all good for that. Peck, Aqua Jet, Bite, and...
My question is, do you want another question before you go in?
Nope.
Oh.
Nice try.
It wasn't going to be that mean.
Heat Rock. Actually. Wait, no, I can't use held items. I just realized.
Do you still not want that other question?
Nope.
If you get it right, I'll let you use held items.
Nice try. You can't tempt me, foul demon.
And more importantly, do you even have any good held items right now?
I just picked up a Heat Rock.
Heat Rock can help Sun stay on for longer. And considering that Arvin has a fire type and he has fire types himself, that basically means that he's able to hit near twice as hard with those Pokemon.
Also, one of the Pokemon I just picked up is a Torkoal, so... Actually, before I go into that fight, let's see what's up here. I don't know if I've been here before. But it looks like that's the thing right there. That goofy little gremlin with a derpy little face. If it is a chest Gimme Ghoul, I think I'm going to... Sandstorm. Ooh. I don't think Sandstorm would help here, but that is a good TM to pick up. In case I need to deal with something in, like, the water gym. There is you right here. EXP Candy Medium. That is actually not bad. That is very good thing. Very, very good. And finally, the top level. Is there a chest up here? There's a chest. I will deal with that later. Right now, I want the Max Elixir. Unnecessary, because I already found what I was looking for, but neat. I've arrived at our destination. It is on the right. We got a runner. There we go. We have reached our runner. Just a derpy little face. Very, very derpy indeed. Earthworm. Lurking Steel Titan. Let's go, Rock Smash. Iron Tail. Does a lot. Oh, that was a crit. Okay. Our defense fell, and I think so will theirs. I think it wrap? I think this kills us anyway. Whoa, okay, we could actually just win this fight with just the Earthworm. Or just the Phalanx. Okay, that is... I guess that counts as us winning? I forget if we get healed up at the end of this, but... Ah! Jump scare. Okay, so before we do anything, let's heal up.
So that was fast.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to be able to prep for your next objective?
The thing is, I don't think I'll be able to prep for it, but I think I will be able to at least get the ball rolling. If nothing else, I can roll for a wheel and start the prep. We got a runner. Ah, too short. Come across this way so we can cut it off. Nope. Okay, now we're good. Now it's cutscene time. I think this is the actual double team. Or the double battle fight. Because now it's the Urba Mystica stuff. Okay, now it's Arvin. Here we go. Sure is long. Do this together. As it explodes. Okay, maybe not a full explosion, but it's certainly up there. I think I'm going to be greedy for once. Seasoned by my Toad School. He's rocking a fighting type. Oh my days, the greed paid off. Okay, that actually makes things interesting.
What was Arvin's Pokemon?
It's Toad School.
The ground grass type.
He used a grass type move, actually. Used Grass Knot, which actually did a good number of damage.
Grass Knot is a move that does more damage the heavier the opponent Pokemon is, and Titan Pokemon are some of the heaviest.
That's actually really good. What I wouldn't give for something like Low Kick then, because I wouldn't be surprised if this thing was massive.
Low Kick, I believe, does over 100 base damage to Titan Earthworm.
Especially on something with Stab.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there is a good chance that because all it's hitting me was Wraps, and I got greedy and hit him with a bulk up at the start, so when they tried to Sandstorm. The crit and a defense drop. Okay, yeah, I think we might just... Oh no, now they're confused too. Oh no, this is just bullying. I think I might just be a solo Phalanx run. Like, yeah, I'm buffeted by Sandstorm and Wrap, but like, there's a good chance they just kill themselves.
So, how many Pokemon have you sent in?
1.
That means that the rest aren't in the challenge.
I just used... Oh yeah, the defense drop. The Grass Knot kills him.
Alright, like I said, Earthworm is the easiest because of Arvin.
He didn't even use a fire type as the thing. He just hit 2 Grass Knots and 2 Confusions.
Are you confused?
I am very.
Yeah. So that was the reason why it was the easiest one. So
See,
from
that's
this,
enough by that the AI is kind of quirky still.
yeah.
Let's update our own list and let this cutscene play out, because good gracious, I'm going to be honest, that was a lot better than I was expecting.
It also means that for Titan Earthworm, the only Pokemon you're allowed from this is Phalanx, I believe.
Okay. So
Because
the
it was
letter
the-
I have logged under this Titan is K. Or the only Pokemon I have logged for this is Phalanx, which that is going to make things interesting later on.
Well, it means that you're guaranteed a Phalanx for the Professor fight.
Phalanx isn't bad. I feel like it's was better in Generation 8 because of
Probably.
Dynamax, but I feel like it's still not horrendous.
Wait, you're going to Cascarrafa next.
Yes.
Roll it.
I'm waiting for the cutscene to finish, is the thing. Because I do know some people like to see the dog. Aching hands and feet. Salt! Terrible for cholesterol! Good for aching pains. Who knew?
I wouldn't trust salt that's glowing.
Agreed.
This salt is actually the main thing used for most shiny hunting ingredients. It's the number one sandwich ingredient for shiny Pokemon.
I know,
So,
but I'm just saying, like real life, would you trust salt that's shining with no light?
I don't think
Technically,
that's salt at
it's-
that point.
Actually, salt can carry a charge, so some forms of it can glow. I would not eat it because I'd be scared of getting electrocuted, but
That sounds like a shocking development, if I do say so myself.
ooh. All right. You ready to roll your letter yet?
Again, I'm waiting for I usually just wait for the cutscene to finish, because as soon as I switch it over to the letter and I just keep mashing through it, I don't know what this one unlocks for me in terms of abilities. Because
I believe this is the high jump.
high jump. Because, okay, we've unlocked the ability to dash, and we've unlocked the ability to... Okay.
This one makes it theoretically possible for
Jump
you to
higher,
go.
yeah. High jump, yeah.
It makes it theoretically possible for you to go to everywhere on the map.
Glitches or no? Or just,
No.
I guess, wonky controls?
Well,
Wonky
you know,
control.
yeah, wonky controls and geometry not working properly, but technically it's not a glitch. That's just, not geometry modeled properly.
Good
I
to
actually
know.
heard that. I actually heard that this wonky control might be patched out in the Switch 2 version.
Honestly, that checks.
Well, yeah, because they literally have to remodel the geometry in order to actually make a definitive edition.
I mean, to be fair, that's assuming we get a Switch 2, which, with how prices are, probably not immediately.
With the tariffs, probably immediately.
Especially. People are paying so much for them. I do not have money like that.
Hey, but hey, it only proves the point. They'll buy it anyway.
True. Oh, right, the professor. Right, okay. Regain more of its original power. Press and hold the B button, and we can still short hop. Like we're a Smash player. Anyways, as you have been saying, it is time to spin that wheel. Place your bets of what the letter is going to be
X.
as we spin in 5, 4, 3,
Got any guesses,
2,
Clever?
I don't know what the big
1. Now that is something I did not see coming.
What is it?
It's E.
I couldn't see it. Oh, E. That's fine.
I believe you have access to the electric line.
I have a ton of... Oh, right. It is actually called electric. That is the question of, what the heck is an E?
Electros.
E. Yeah. They know that weird electric type that everybody hated in Nova.
Yeah. Ironically, have I used a... What's it called? Before I forget, let's put everything we have used in our box of shame.
I'd
Oh,
look
I
up grass.
haven't. Okay, that changes one or two things. I could pick up a Greedent, actually. I don't know if it
So-
evolves that fast. But maybe.
So there is one thing I'm thinking of, but you might have to breed it down, and it does work. You have access to Breloom.
I could try... Well, actually, one other that I could try is, and this is gonna seem a little crazy. What if we bring in a Persian?
Persian does have access to electric type moves, but I'm
'Cause
saying that you have access to Breloom, which is a spore user, grass type, fighting type.
we also have access to like the Magnezone. Actually, yeah, the Magna line, because we don't have to worry about Magnezone because we've already done Z.
If you have a Thunderstone, then you're able to evolve it.
What other good? Wait, actually, I just realized. I do know one that we might be able to use. I just don't know what level it falls. I just know that it's a weird evolution condition.
What is it?
Bramblegast.
The evolution condition is 500 steps.
So theoretically, that is one of the two, because the other idea I had, just looking at the list, and I think I might have it, Toadscroll. What Arvin just used right now.
Also a grass. That one's also a grass down.
Okay. What other good ones are there?
By the
Fortress
way,
could be good. Heracross.
For Bramble, you have to evolve Bramblin after 1,000 steps in the Let's Go mode.
I do have Sableye if I want to get funky with it. What other ones are there? Bayonet is an option, as well as the Electros line as well. What about Snover? If I'm lucky, they might be below the level, but it could be good. But that just means no Obama Snow later.
Maybe. I don't really know where else Abominous Snow would be good besides against Hassel. And even then, it's probably not the best against Hassel, considering that most of his team is faster than you.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. It also requires me to go actually to the snow area and catch a wild Snover, so that's gonna
I
be
believe
finicky.
he's above the level cap.
I could try an Ice Cube, actually.
I believe Ice Cube might be above the level cap.
Good point. Okay. So then Oh, wait, Cacnea! Cacnea Cacturn! I don't know if it's version exclusive, actually. Wait, hang on. I could try and work on an Electrode, actually.
So I will say, you can probably find a Shroomish for around level 30, but if you do breed it down, you can get a Breloom within the level cap. Breloom is probably your best bet because it is a fighting grass type with Spore.
I know exactly what I'm doing. Hang on. Before I do anything, I know exactly what I'm getting. I'm getting a Tadpole.
Belly Bolt?
Yep. Because of, if Iono has taught me anything, hitting that thing a ton is going to be a really good idea. Getting hit a ton is a really good idea for that thing. And all it needs is a Thunderstone. I think I actually just picked one up.
I think Magnus is better than Belly Bolt, but whatever.
It is, however, it's a case of in case I need Magnezone later. Because, like, you have Water Electric versus Steel Electric. Because water resists itself, so. Let's just replace that. Okay, so granted, it's still going to be the annoying case of leveling up to level 30, which is still going to be a nightmare. But that could be an option.
So I do the gym puzzle for Cascaratha first before you get it all the way to level 30.
Mostly just a case of catching it before I evolve, or... Because once I use the Thunderstone, it evolves immediately.
Yep.
But I think Belly Bolt is probably a very good one. I don't know if I can get an Electros, because Electric is not bad, but I want an Electros because of Levitate. Because I don't think any of the Pokemon have... I think it's called Mold Breaker, right? Something that just allows you to attack straight through.
So I believe that it also needs a Thunderstone, but unfortunately, Tynamo does not evolve until level 39.
Okay, so no, then
The
it's out of the
nah,
question.
it's this is E, right?
Yes, we are on
You
E.
still have you have access to Kilowattrel.
I do. Right.
This sounds like an electric type team, man.
This sounds... Oh, level 25, actually. This is really good. I have found a perfect one for this. I just need to make sure I don't kill
Perfect. A perfect what?
it. Tadbulb.
Oh.
Level 25 Tadbulb. It doesn't require all that much grinding.
Nice.
Okay. So Tadbulb into Bellybolt is one of them. What are the other good ones? Both that I have access to or that I just need?
I will say I recommend you have a grass type just for the Witch Cache.
That
It sounds like the rest.
Okay, I do have one idea. I just don't know how to get it. Is the
Which
thing.
is
Applin Evolution.
Applin. You can only get that in the Poison Team Star area.
Oh, I don't have access to that yet. The other idea would be Greedent, actually, because I think Greedent actually does learn one or two grass-type moves.
Well, you also have access to Bramblegast, which I believe is within the level cap. It just takes a lot of grinding and walking around with it in the back.
Oh no, I have to walk with it. Whatever shall I do?
Pretty much, you cannot use your mount at all. You just have to walk the entire time.
Okay. That's fine, just because of the case of... That just means I have to run places, which, I do it... I was here earlier, why did I not pick up Drain Punch? That would have been so helpful. Oh well.
Would have been. I will say the walking everywhere also means that you don't really run much. But it is a grass ghost type. And it does help for this gym.
Oh wait, I just realized we also have Cricketune as a fodder!
Because you're using Cricketune, I will recommend teaching it Sticky Webs.
Actually, check summary real quick. What moves do you have access to? Oh, you have Absorb. Funny, we have Absorb anyways. In case we need a grass type move. Not the best idea, but
Webs, if it has access to Sticky Webs, it's your lead. I don't care.
It does not, unfortunately.
Well, check how you teach it. Because straight up, Sticky Webs for an early bug type.
It might be either an egg. I feel like it wouldn't. I would be surprised if it's not an egg move. Okay, but in the meantime, we need to change the position of our Cricketune and then just walk a ton with it. So let's just throw it out and start running everywhere because this thing moves fast.
You already have your Bramblegast out?
I'm already working on the Bramblin. I think the play is just, now that I have a Tadbulb, I think we just run to the next gym. And I do literally mean run.
You're not with the Bramblegast following you. It's pretty slow.
That just means I have to pause it every now and then. That's fine.
Fair. So for the gym, it is a decent Pokemon. I just recommend that you build up your team.
I think the two that I like are guaranteed for me right now are obviously Bramblin and obviously Tadbulb with a Bellybolt, because the reason I want Bellybolt is because of whatchamacallit, how if it gets hit with any move,
Ability Electromorphosis.
yes, where it just gains more power in its electric type attacks, or it raises its special attack every time it's hit, which is what I really want. Because that just means the longer it stays in, the better... Oh, it picked up a berry. That's nice. But just the longer that the Bellybolt stays in, the harder it will hit. Which is really nice.
Yep.
And, Cyclizar!
Have you used Cyclizar yet?
Surprisingly, no! I was... Okay. So the plan was, I think I wanted to use it for Iono at the start, but then I was like, wait, no. I should probably save this for Z. Do you see the problem with that yet?
Yeah, Iono was your Z. Do you want to use it for E because it resists water?
Cyclizar does not have an E. Iona was A, actually, as well. But it's more the case that I forgot that I had already used Z. Earlier in the run.
Yeah. Which is funny.
Yeah. However, I will say this run, especially now that we have cleared at least half of the gyms, we have gained a lot of momentum. I think I go across you like this.
Technically, you're about to clear half the gyms.
Yeah. I think once I clear the next gym, I feel like that is probably a good spot to say I'm halfway done with the run. At least before the professor. The professor fights. Pick up you.
Well, you've cleared through 3 Titans, 2 Team Star bases,
And 3
and you're about to
gyms.
clear through 4. So, actually, it's after the next Team Star base, level 32, Atticus, for poison.
Okay. And getting there is easy enough because I unlocked the whatchamacallit. Okay.
As long as you have a Steel type for Atticus, you're pretty golden.
Actually, which way am I
If-
going for this?
If you
Oh,
have
this way
a
goes back to Levitia. Okay, let's go the other way.
If you have a Steel or a Ground type for Atticus, you're kind of in the good.
It doesn't have any, like, fire or electric type moves? Wait, no.
Not really. He's the poison guy.
The poison. Don't they have a toxic rook, though?
That's why I said ground.
Okay, that's fair. Because I thought they
Psychic.
wouldn't... They might have a poison, like, water or poison grass is the thing for ground types.
Here's the thing. The funniest thing you can get is an X and then with Bruxious.
True, actually. I will say, don't jinx it, you might will it into reality.
Yes, Jinx it. I want to will it into reality.
Please don't. For the sake of
I-
the content. I want
sake of
to
it.
live!
For the sake of the content, fight with Bruxious against the ninja.
I'm just gonna say it now, 10 subs, I'll do it.
You'll skip the roll for the next one and just do X?
It's not a small ask, but it actually is the case like, oh yeah, just because they do technically, subscribers on Twitch does unlock perks, so it's the case of like, okay, yeah. Which is
So
why I'm
you
saying,
do
yeah, no.
I'm going to put that into the chat and basically say, for the next run for Minimus, if he gets 10 subs by the next stream, which is in 2 days, then he's going to solo Atticus with a Bruxious. And he has to find the Bruxious.
That's the actual challenge, finding a Bruxish.
It's not that hard.
Because I imagine
Mo-
that I don't
mo-
think we are going to be able to get a team ready by the end of this stream. Because I don't think we're going to be fighting. What's their name? The next gym leader.
Tofu or something? He's
Yeah,
actually the most forgettable here, which is weird because he has the most energy.
I remember that one of his catchphrases. I don't remember what his name is the problem.
Volton Veluza.
That sounds like something a dad would say in Pokemon. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just going to say it now. Just thinking of him because he is... I want to say he is a chef member he serves. Do you remember what type of food he makes?
Seafood. Sushi.
We were talking about pizza earlier. Now
He's
we're
a-
talking about this. I'm hungry now. Dang nabbit, I hate you too.
You asked!
I mean, we're gonna have
He's
to
a
look at
seafood-
it anyway, because the whole thing is, oh yeah, we're buying ingredients.
Yeah, he has us buy seaweed for his sushi.
My mouth is watering. I hate this. Dag nabbit.
All right.
I am
do
just
you want
wondering,
your
meanwhile,
question?
how we know when we hit 500 steps with this guy? Do we still have to level him up, or does he just evolve?
You'll have to level him up after you hit it.
If only there's a sign that says, like, oh yeah, okay. You've hit 500 steps. I think when I hit the
So
gym,
that
I'm
is-
going to go to the area that is right by it, which is just that giant stretch of desert. And then just start grinding, because I feel like just running all the way there, across the map, I feel like that probably hits it.
It should. But I will say that is one of the things that everyone wants to get from Legends Arceus. The indication for evolution, and then the ability to choose it yourself.
Honestly, that's fair.
So, do you want to have your question for Kofu right now?
Honestly, we can. It's really the question of, do we want to have it today, or do we want to save it for next stream, which would be, I guess, on Thursday?
So, I'll make this question whether or not I find a way to give you the electric terrain TM.
I already have
Dang.
it. Yeah, like, wait, hang on. Electric terrain. This
All
thing.
right, then I want
Yeah, Tadwell can learn.
then I want you to choose one of the six little one of the six things on the wheel.
I think I saved my choice, and this is assuming I get it right, of course, for next
Mhm.
stream. Because that'll be the case of, okay, then we can look at... Ah! Bird!
So my
But,
question
so-
actually Kofu himself. My question has to do with Kofu himself.
Okay.
So, do you want me to ask it?
Honestly, something to, I guess, whet our appetite with, pun intended.
All right.
So
Do
might
you
as
want
well.
this to count? You want this to count for the punishment or reward?
I say reward just because going to be honest, I don't feel confident in whether or not I'm going to get this correctly. Because I do not know the gym leaders all that well.
All right. If you get it right, you're able to use one berry in this battle because it's a minor one. If you get it wrong, then you have to feed a Pokemon one of the stat lowering berries. Anyone, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It lowers their stat in that stat by a bit.
But it heals them, I believe.
No, it raises their friendship level for moves like Return.
Oh, okay. I think I have one or two of them, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So do you want the question?
Does it matter which Pokemon I feed it to?
No.
And
It has
does
to
it
be on-
Okay, does it matter which berry I use?
No. So it does
You know
matter
what?
in the
Sure,
fact
why not?
it does matter in the fact that they have to be on your Kofu team.
Oh, no, that's not the point.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is a very minor one. What is Kofu's gym challenge? The official one.
What do you mean? Isn't it the auction?
Incorrect.
It's not?
Kofu does that as a spur of the moment thing because you bring him his wallet. His actual test is a Master Ball rank and is known as one of the hardest in the game, but it's never explicitly shown. What you do is an unofficial gym test or trial. If you said it's not shown in the game, it would have been accepted. But the gym trainer for Kofu who battles you doesn't know who you are and isn't a part of an actual gym trial. In addition to that, Kofu has the idea for the auction at the last minute and also gives you that money to spend. Because of that, it's not his official gym trial, It's just one that he came up with on the spot because you did him a solid.
So what is the gym trial supposed to be?
No one knows.
So wait, hang on. So what you're saying is
I
I got
literally-
baited into a trick question.
Yes. Which is why I gave you the very, very small punishment and reward.
That's fair. I hate it, but that's fair. Okay. So theoretically then, because my idea is simple. What if we just feed something that lowers special attack to Cricketune?
Go for it.
I will do it when I reach the desert.
You gotta admit, it was a good one though, right?
Mm. No. No, not really.
Oh, come on.
It's a trick question. It's the case of. Yeah, I expect all the questions to have some form of answer, not an answer of I don't know. Like, again, if it's something that, oh yeah, that I would know, then okay, yeah, I'll give it. That's an interesting question. It teaches me something interesting. If it's a question that even you don't have the answer for,
All right. How about this then? There are several gym leaders who have professions outside of being a gym leader. You've battled three of them already, in Gracias the artist, Katie the baker, and Iono the streamer.
okay,
Are the side jobs for the other gym leaders?
okay. So we have
you-
Larry, who's a salary man. Am I allowed to?
Technically-
Okay, for this, am I allowed to pull up the map? Ironically, because it does show at least what they look like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember them based off their names. Okay, so we have Grusha. Grusha is their name, right? His name.
His name.
Grusha is a snowboarder, I guess technically professional athlete, but snowboarding.
Correct?
You have the ghost type, who I think is Rhyme, is their name?
Yes.
They are a rapper, so I guess technically music producer.
Correct?
You have, well, we have already discussed how you have the Kofu, who we're going to be running over, as a seafood chef.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, who else is there? Because I think that was 3.
There's
Tulip
one more.
is... Okay. Tulip is into the cosmetic industry, because I believe that they are a makeup designer or a supermodel.
You saved it with the supermodel.
Yeah, because I remember one thing that was shown earlier in the game on... I want to say it was Iono's background in one of the in her gym fight. There were a couple ads up. One of them was for Tulip, which just leaves. Who does that leave actually? We've done
That's
Rhyme. We've done
That's
Grusha,
everyone.
we've done.
You said them all.
Oh wait, that was all of them. Okay, that changes things. Then yeah, that's all of them.
So because this was just for a minor berry, you're able to choose a single berry and give it to any one of your Pokemon.
Okay. Nah, I'll still take the punishment though. Good to know. If I'm gonna play fair.
You're getting the punishment anyway. You're just getting the ability to put an Oran berry on any of your Pokemon.
True.
These are berry questions. Do you want another?
No. I don't want
These-
them if they're related to punishments. I don't want to get them wrong. That's not
Dude,
very nice, if you know what I mean.
You can stack the punishments on Cricketune.
Okay, but it's still not a very nice option.
So you don't want it anymore?
I guess you could say I've hit my last straw.
That one sucked.
Oh, come on. You're not feeling blue with all of these, are you?
Dude.
Oh, come
There
on.
are
My voice
limits.
isn't that raspy, is it?
There are limits. Don't step over him.
I can keep going.
All right. So you're just gonna walk the rest of it?
I'm okay. Ooh, Raspberry. Speaking of, okay. In terms of questions, I don't mind hearing about or just talking about random lore. It's just a case of just oh yeah, because there is. Oh geez, stream is gonna wrap up soon. Actually, I just realized. I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna run through to the next area, which I want to say is just run through Cortando. Try and grind up on the hill up to the one lighthouse up on area 1.
So there's a lighthouse over in Lavincia, and by that lighthouse is where you get Bruxius.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about, actually, because I think I went there previously.
Yeah.
Also, let's just a quick Pokeball for a Squelbit, because Kricketune is probably... Oh, wait, I just realized. I have to feed berries to something.
Yep,
Greedent.
you have to feed a single berry to something.
Oh, no, Greedent. You turn your punishments into profits. That's the minimus way. So then what I'm going to do is... Actually, let's put away Torkoal before I do anything else stupid. In box 1 you go. Okay. But I want to say that Greedent heals whenever he eats berries, so it's the case of, oh yeah. Or it... Because Greedent's, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Greedent's whole thing is just trying to eat as much as I can, so if I could just stockpile, and I don't even know if it learns stockpile, if it does, that's good. But if I could just stockpile a ton of stuff on Greedent, we might be in the clear, even dodging this punishment too.
So I will say you're probably going to get through at least 2 of your Pokemon with Kofu. Don't know if you're going to get any more, but I kind of foresaw you weeping with Phalanx or Torkoal against the Lurking Steel.
I almost didn't, is the fun fact. If it had... I think the reason I didn't is before the stat boost, it actually might have outsped Phalanx.
And now it didn't.
Yeah, because it kept targeting... It. I don't know if it targeted me all the time, but I know that Confusion did help a ton.
Yeah. Well, I will say, good on you. Good
Yeah,
to
we
go.
dodged a bullet. And not a bullet seed, just a bullet.
But
not
I will have for you next round.
Say that one more time?
I will have a question for you next round because those were minor questions for berries only, not for the wheel. Because you said that save a question for next week, or for next time
Next stream,
on Thursday.
yeah.
Next stream.
I will say, glad I saved it, because good gracious, I would not have known if you hit me with that Kofu question.
Do you want one last one to go?
For funsies, why not? But just for funsies.
All right. No berry question?
No.
All right. So for this question, what Pokemon type has multiple egg groups? As
multiple what now?
Egg groups for breeding.
Now I'm really glad I didn't make it a berry question. I really don't know anything about it. I really don't know anything about berries. Or, not berries. About egg groups.
Yep.
I have an idea, but it feels like it's wrong, is the thing.
Go for it.
Is it normal?
No, it's water. Water being the biggest type has 3 egg groups.
All of them only have like 1 egg group, though.
Yeah.
Huh. What are the odds?
So the reason I brought it that way is because other egg groups are separated in things like field, monster, stuff like that. Basically descriptors.
Mm-hmm.
Water is basically separating the type into thirds.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I think what I'm probably going to be doing is I'm going to run to the next Pokemon Center, which I believe is actually at the top of this hill. And once we're there, we're probably going to call it. Because I
Yep.
want to say it's probably been 500 steps. Probably.
Isn't it 1,000 for evolving the Rambleghast?
Only one way to find out. Maybe this trainer fight can actually make things a little easier. And thank heavens, I remember the student, they actually look like a student. They look like someone in their later terms, granted, but at least it's not someone that's like 50 years old.
Hey, don't knock people going back to college.
This isn't college!
You don't know that? That academy used to be like the royal palace for Paldea.
Okay, what I will say is then, why is it then that you have what feels like it's unsupervised children as young as like 6 with people as old as 80 in the same room, sometimes unsupervised at that. That feels like it could be a disaster waiting to happen.
This is the Pokemon world where you give a 10-year-old 3 magic balls, get him to choose one that has a monster inside, and then send him out into the world to fight monsters.
All I will say is wording.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. That's why I'm saying just wording, because it sounds way worse than you put it like that.
Dude, the protagonist of every series and every single game of Pokemon fight a legendary at least once per region.
That's not what I'm going for, but sure, let's go with that. Okay.
Is there anything else?
No, just the fact that we are still moving. We're moving on.
All right.
We're moving on.
Well, head out.
Alrighty. Take care.
Take care, man.
We have reached the summit momentarily. We shall reach it. We are going to make it. And at the summit is a Pokemon Center. Though, grant him some Psyducks on the way. Hit him with a Mega Drain for some quick healing. That healed us a ton. Water Pulse is scary, but it's fine. We can deal with it. And now we just Bullet Seed. Actually, what is... because I know I am doing a lot. Eats any berry in addition to the usual effects. Sharply boosts its defense stat. Okay, so Stuffed Cheeks is actually pretty good. At least on this thing. Okay. One quick Bullet Seed coming up. We are almost at the summit. We're gonna make it! Let's heal up a little bit more. Energy drained. Nice. And you've got stamina too. Okay. Bulldoze. What I'm curious about is how does multi-hits move with worthless stamina? Nobody knows. We're moving along. We're moving along. As we're running, we're moving along. We take a step and another escape. Oh, just like we should. Moving. We're moving along. There it is. Our destination. It's not on the right, but well, now it is. Keeping up? Okay. But now that we have reached our destination, I think this is where I'm going to call it. Thank you all so much for watching. You've been such a wonderful audience, and we'll see you all next time. Ciao!